Alright, in this problem, I have 9 to the power of x is equal to 27. So I want to find the value of x here. So for my solution, first start with 9 to the power of x is equal to 27. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite 9 here as 3 to the power of 2. So now I have 3 to the power of 2 to the power of x. And this is equal to 27. Now, 3 to the power of 1, that's equal to 3. 3 to the power of 2, that's equal to 9. 3 to the power of 3, this is going to equal 9 times 3, because as the exponent goes up, the result is multiplied by 3. That's how powers of 3 works. So 3 to the power of 3, that's going to equal 9 times 3, which is 27. So I can rewrite 27 here as 3 to the power of 3. So now I have 3 to the power of 2 to the power of x is equal to 3 to the power of 3. Now if I have something in the form a to the power of m to the power of n, this is equal to a to the power of m times n. So 3 to the power of 2 to the power of x, that's going to equal 3 to the power of 2 times x, which is simply just 3 to the power of 2x. And this is equal to 3 to the power of 3. So now, what I'm going to do, now, if I have something in the form a to the power of m is equal to a to the power of n, this means that m is equal to n. So in this case, these two exponents equal each other, so 2x is equal to 3. Now to solve this equation, all I have to do is divide both sides by 2, these two cancel out, and I'll have x is equal to 3 over 2. So this is my answer. Now to check, first start with 9 to the power of x is equal to 27. So x is equal to 3 over 2. So now I have 9 to the power of 3 over 2 is equal to 27. Now 9 to the power of 3 over 2, this is the same thing as 9 to the power of 3 squared. Or sorry, the square root of 9 to the power of 3. Now 9 to the power of 3, 9 times 9 is 81. 81 times 9, that's going to be 729. So I have the square root of 729. And square root of 729 is 27. So I have 27 is equal to 27. And because this is right, my solution is right. Alright, so for this problem, I have 6 to the power of x is equal to 12. So to solve this problem, I'm going to first start by taking the log on both sides. So now I have log 6 to the power of x is equal to log 12. Now if I have something in the form log a to the power of b, I can simply move this exponent b to the front. So this is going to equal b times log a. So in this case, log 6 to the power of x, I can move x to the front. So that's going to equal x times log 6, which is equal to log 12. Now, to solve this, I'm going to divide both sides by log 6. These two cancel out, and I have x is equal to log 12 over log 6. Now log 12, that's the same thing as log 6 times 2. Now I have this over log 6. And if I have something in the form log a times b, this is equal to log a plus log b. So log 6 times 2 I can write as log 6 plus log 2. Now I have this over log 6. Now log 6 plus log 2 over log 6, this is the same thing as log 6 over log 6 plus log 2 over log 6. Now, log 6 and log 6, these two cancel out. So now I have x is equal to 1 plus log 2 over log 6. And log 6 over here, I can write as log 2 times 3. And I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to read this as log 2 over log 2 plus log 3. And again, if I expand it, I get 1 plus log 2 over log 2 plus log 2 over log 3. Log 2 and log 2, those two cancel out, so I have x is equal to 2 plus log 2, that's equal to 0.301 over log 3, that's equal to 0.47. So if you simplify this, you get x is equal to 1.3868. So this is my answer. Alright, so in this problem, I have x squared minus 1 is equal to x minus 1 squared. So I want to find the value of x here. So to start, my solution, first start with x squared minus 1 is equal to x minus 1 squared. Now I'm going to go ahead and expand x minus 1 squared. So if I have something in the form a squared minus b squared, I'm actually going to expand x squared minus 1. So if I have something in the form a squared minus b squared, this is equal to a plus b times a minus b. So in this case, x squared minus 1 is the same thing as 1 squared. So a is equal to x and b is equal to 1. So now I have x plus 1 times x minus 1, which is equal to x minus 1 squared. Now, if I subtract x minus 1, I get x plus 1 times x minus 1 minus, if I subtract x minus 1 squared minus x minus 1 squared is equal to 0. Now x minus 1 squared, that's the same thing as x minus 1 times x minus 1. Now if I factor out x minus 1 from this, I get x minus 1 times x plus 1 minus x minus 1. This is equal to 0. Now this is equal to x plus 1 minus x plus 1. And which is equal to, these two x's cancel out, so all I'm left with is 1 plus 1, which is 2. So I have x minus 1 times 2 is equal to 0. So now to solve this, I'm going to have to distribute the 2. So 2 times x is 2x, and 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. So I have 2x minus 2 is equal to 0. So now to solve this, I simply add 2 on both sides. These two cancel out, and I have 2x is equal to 2. Now from here, all I have to do is divide both sides by 2. These two cancel out, and I am left with x is equal to 2 divided by 2, which is 1. So this is my answer. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to solve the equation 4 to the power of x minus 2 to the power of x is equal to 240. So my only variable in this equation is x, so that's what I'm going to be solving for. And now for my solution. So I'm going to first start with my equation, 4 to the power of x minus 2 to the power of x is equal to 240. And from here, I'm going to rewrite 4 as 2 squared. So I get 2 squared to the power of x minus 2 to the power of x is equal to 240. Now, I can use the property a to the power of m to the power of n is equal to a to the power of m times n. So in this case, 2 to the power of 2 to the power of x is going to equal 2 to the power of 2 times x. So I have this minus 2 to the power of x is equal to 240. And now I can rewrite 2 to the power of 2x as 2 to the power of x to the power of 2. So I get 2 to the power of x to the power of 2 minus 2 to the power of x is equal to 240. Now from here, I'm going to let 2 to the power of x equal to the variable y. So if I substitute in y for 2 to the power of x, I get y squared minus y is equal to 240. And now I can subtract 240 on both sides. So these two cancel out, and I get y squared minus y minus 240 is equal to 0. So what I have here is a quadratic equation. And to find the solutions of this quadratic equation, I can use the quadratic formula. So if you guys already didn't know, the quadratic formula is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So in this case, looking over here, a is 1, b is negative 1, and c is negative 240. So I get y is equal to negative of negative 1 plus or minus the square root of negative 1 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 240 all over 2a, so 2 times 1. And this simplifies to 1 plus or minus the square root of 1 plus 960 over 2. And this turns into y is equal to 1 plus or minus the square root of 961 over 2. So now the square root of 961 is 31. So I get y equals 1 plus or minus 31 over 2. And now I have two solutions. I have y equals 1 plus 31 over 2, and y equals 1 minus 31 over 2. So my two solutions are 17 and negative 15.